friends, welcome back to a new video. Today we'll be talking about how to stop absorbing negative energy from others. If you're finding yourself being surrounded by people who are constantly sabotaging you, constantly saying things to you that you know they are not true, or constantly complaining like energy vampires or soul eaters, if you find yourself being surrounded with people like that, this video will help you so much, not just to protect your energy, but to find your worth, to find your place, like where you truly belong, knowing where you belong. Because, you know, if you just notice, while you're surrounded with people who are constantly pulling you down, maybe, just maybe you're surrounded with the wrong people. But I know sometimes you might say, well, those are my family members, it's my partner, those are my kids, or whatever you will find out. Well, it's important to know that some people in your life are there to teach you something, and some people in your life are there only to show you where you don't belong, where it's just not your place. And you need to learn to notice who are who, right? So sometimes in your family tree, you will notice certain people are just constantly complaining around you, and you don't want to spend much time with them, which is completely fine. There's soul family and there's blood family, right? And you need to understand that if you haven't found your soul tribe, maybe it's a great time to go into a phase of solitude and to find yourself, to find your passions, to find what you love to do, to find what you're joyful about, and start building something out of it. Because it will lead you into a new life where you will discover new relationships, you will find out new people, and you will build new circles. But before we start, I want to read something to it, something I wrote down today, and I want to make it or use it as an introduction in today's message to open our hearts a little bit. So 3 months from now, you will find yourself in a completely different space mentally, spiritually, and financially. Everything you're working towards is falling into place. Don't make it more important as it is. Don't attach to the final goal. Just go with the process and do what is necessary to know that it's all working out. If you feel it, if you believe that, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, press the notification bell so you can receive a message every time I post new video. It helps this channel to grow, and it also helps us to reach more people. So thank you for your service, my friend. So if you're finding yourself, let's say you're finding yourself being somewhere where every time you get out of this environment you feel drained out, it means that firstly your energy is weak, most probably because you're more sensitive. Being sensitive doesn't mean that you're weak, but it means that you are not able yet to fully control your senses, to be aware of how your senses work. And your senses always follow your attention. So, for example, if someone around you is constantly complaining, and if you're constantly listening and paying attention to what they are saying, you will start to feel the same as that person is feeling. That's the power of our attention. If you focus on someone who's inspiring, who's joyful, who's passionate, you will start to feel the same way as that person is feeling. Like often when people are watching my videos, after that they say, oh, I feel so inspired. You're so inspiring. It's because that's how I feel when I'm making it. So that's the power of your attention. And in ancient teachings, there's a lot of focus on how to control your attention, how to take care of what you're focusing on, because what you focus on grows. So in many spiritual practices, people were training their attention, and they were doing it through meditation. So you can use 2 types of meditations that can help you with training your focus. Sometimes people get disappointed because they think there's a quick fix for everything. There's no quick fixes. Like, we need to train ourselves. As same as we are building habits, we also need to build a habit with our mind, with our focus. So if you want to make your energy system stronger, you need to make your focus stronger. So when you're surrounded with certain people whom you would describe as more negative people, stop judging them. And the only way to stop judging them is to build a deeper understanding within yourself. And to build a deeper understanding within yourself, you need to learn to train your attention, to recognize, well, as much as they're complaining, you're complaining as well. Maybe not through your voice, but there is pain within you. There is some negativity within you. Like, we're all built up out of yin and yang, positive and negative. So we all have a certain degree of pain, of sorrow, of sadness, of anxiety, of fears within ourselves. Maybe you don't choose to talk about it with everyone, like you rather go in therapy, or you rather journal about it or meditate about it to resolve it, to understand it. But still, you don't need to complain or to judge those who don't have the right tools. You don't know what they're going through. Plato said, everyone is going through their own battles in their heart, so open your heart and be a bit more compassionate towards them. But if we go back to our focus, two types of meditations you can do. One is that firstly you use a certain object, like a pen or something, and you observe it. You just observe it, like from what kind of material it's created, how do you think it was produced and created. So what we're doing here, we're focusing all of our energy, all of our attention just onto this object. What's happening, we're training our brain to focus only onto what we choose to focus on. This is the first part of meditation. And the second one is that you close your eyes. Let's say you can do it for 3 minutes. You're just observing this object. You can make it as a practice every single day. And then you close your eyes and you just keep going, visualizing this object, looking at it, observing the materials. What kind of materials are, making this object? Where these materials are coming from? And you're just observing it. And as you're doing this process, you will become a bit more, let's say, skillful with your focus. Why it is important? Well, when you go outside into the world, then you can stay focused on whatever you choose to stay focused on. You can stay focused on your joy, you can stay focused on something beautiful that's happening around you. Your attention will not just go into the wherever. You will be the captain of your mind, of your soul, of your body. And this is such an important practice. Then the second meditation you can use to strengthen your energy system is to become an observer of your energy system. It's again, you close your eyes and you start to notice how you feel. You don't try to manipulate how you feel. You just observe how you feel. Like you notice, okay, maybe right now I feel a bit anxious. Why do I feel anxious? This happened to me. Oh no, it's not that person's fault. It's my reaction to it. Where do I feel anxiousness? Oh, in my stomach. Okay, like what's the form of it? What's the shape of it? And more you observe it, truly, without judging it, more you observe it, you will notice that a release slowly starts happening from your system. When release happens, you feel lighter. You start to feel lighter. You start to feel more content with yourself. You start to feel more grounded. And when you release this old energy from your system, you will notice that you will become a different person. When you will go outside into the world, you will not be so reactive anymore, so judgmental anymore. That's how we release the old energy from our system. These are two powerful meditations you can do. But then the third thing that is very important is to notice our belief systems. Notice our belief systems that we hold towards other people. You may be surrounded by family members that are constantly suppressing you, constantly punishing you with certain limiting ideas. What are your beliefs around it? Do you believe they're bad people? Do you believe they want to kind of destroy your inspiration? They want to destroy your enthusiasm? They want to break your heart? What are your beliefs around that? Because as soon as you catch that belief, like you may believe they want to hurt you, you may believe they want to stop you, they want to block you. You know, your parents have been through very interesting lives. You don't completely understand what they have been through, and that's what shaped them. So if you build up a bit of more understanding around what your parents have been through, maybe your belief around why they are as they are can change. Like you start accepting more, like they are just saying these words because they don't want to see you being hurt. But the thing is, you need to be hurt so you can learn how life works, right? Hurts are one of the greatest lessons from life. You recognize, okay, maybe I just need to fail 100 times to learn this skill, right? Maybe I need to fail at my business 100 times to find a really constructive way to make it more stable, or whatever it is, right? Sure, because they love you, they don't want you to be hurt, to fail. So they project their own insecurities and their own limiting beliefs onto you. Well, if this is the parent situation, or maybe your kids, whatever. But then you may find yourself in environments where you feel like there's so much of dark energy, so much of negative energy. Every time you get yourself out of this environment, you feel drained out. Well, it's a sign that you are not in a right environment, but I understand you can't change it immediately. Like I had many jobs in my past where it was draining to me, and I knew I can't just change my job immediately. There's a process, you know, you need to go through. You need to save some money, you need to find a new job, or you need to start something new, and then it takes time so that new project or business will kind of start scaling, growing. So there's a process. So you can't just cut yourself from this life. But what's important is to understand that you're just in this phase of your life where you need to move through this, and you're not a victim of it. If people around you are on lower energy, it's not your fault, it's not your problem. You need to kind of strengthen up a little bit and understand, well, I know where I'm going, and right now I need to go through this. I need to stay here. I need to be in this maybe environment for this certain period of time, but I know what I'm working on. I have a vision. I have goals for myself. I will not stay here forever. So what helped me the most when I had these jobs in my past where I really didn't like the energy, the environment, what helped me the most was that I had goals for myself. I had a vision for myself, like this is where I'm going. And it was much easier then for me to be in that environment, to do my job, but to stay focused on something bigger. But at the same time, when I came home, I had certain things I loved to do, like I had sports, I had hobbies, I had things that raised me up. I was spending a lot of time in nature, I was on my bike, I was doing things I was passionate about, so it recharged my soul. So if you're constantly spending a lot of time in negative environments, then also make sure that you feed up your energies, that you feed up your soul with something you love to do, with places you love to be, under the sun, drinking a lot of water, being active, doing something you love. Because even when you are at places you don't like to be, mentally you can still be somewhere where you love to be. And eventually you will experience more of what you love and less of what you don't like so much. So this is how you kind of navigate yourself through managing your energy system. There's also a practice. If you feel like someone attached onto your energy field, it often happens with the energy vampires. People who are not so conscious about being maybe jealous about your life, or they may be quite depressed and they find you as someone who can feed them with some energy. Sometimes those are also people who are talking way too much just because they feel lonely, and because of your empathy and compassion, you choose to listen to them, which is something very kind from you. But if you don't know how to cut that process, how to say no, it becomes toxic, right? It drains you out. So a practice from ancient teachings is to cut the energy cord. And cutting the energy cord is a powerful practice you can do, where you can close your eyes and then you imagine that other person that you feel like that other person has attached onto your energy field. And you imagine like there's a cord connecting you. Whatever color you see, just imagine there's a cord connecting you with that other person. And now visualize how you are cutting it. And as you cut it, you see your part of the cord goes back into your energy system. That person's part of the cord goes back into his or her energy system. And suddenly you may experience a sense of release. It is a powerful practice. Every time you feel you've been communicating with someone who may be an energy vampire, it will be experienced immediately. So these are certain things you can do, but I think the most important is that we have a vision for where we're going. So we don't stay just where we are, maybe kind of stuck, like saying, oh, I'm surrounded with this kind of people, I'm here, my life sucks, people around me constantly want something from me. Okay, it's also because all these people are reflecting back to you, your belief systems, your attitude towards life, and you need to change that. That's why changing your beliefs is so important. If you're wondering how to change your beliefs, well, firstly you need to catch them. See what's the story behind them, what kind of story supports these beliefs. And sure, you may say, well, sure, I believe that because I see that happening. But what was first, chicken or an egg, right? Belief or reality? What was first? You never know. As a kid, maybe you were not so reactive towards this kind of things. Later in life, you've recognized, well, everyone just wants something from you, but no one gives anything back to you, right? It's because you've chosen to be there for others, but never for yourself. You need to learn to love yourself. You need to learn to honor yourself. You need to learn to see who you truly are, to find out what you truly love to do and recognize what are your people, where are your people, who are your people, what kind of people you would love to surround yourself with, and then create practices out of it, like visualizing practices, seeing yourself being surrounded with this kind of people. See yourself, how people come to you and they honor you, they appreciate you, they love you for who you are. See yourself, how you're hanging with many incredible minds where you don't feel drained out after it, you feel recharged, you feel inspired. Like, see to anyone whom you admire, see like being surrounded with this kind of people. It's not that maybe you will be surrounded with this kind of people, but similar kind of people will find you eventually. It happened to me, like when I've started doing what I'm doing now and when I've started painting, I've just started meeting people who are working on a similar mission, who are doing something they are passionate about, like not maybe doing YouTube videos or art or whatever, but they are working on a mission, they're passionate about something, they're working on a business, or they're doing something they're passionate about. So we always have something to talk about, to brainstorm, to inspire each other. It started happening to me after I've started doing these things. When I've started loving myself more, I've started meeting people who love themselves, who appreciate themselves, who know their worth, who don't lower their standards for others, who know who they are. And it's just a different conversation with this kind of people. So you need to discover your own worth, to recognize this is where I belong. Maybe right now I'm not there yet, but I'm going there. This is my goal, this is my dream, this is my vision. And every single day before you go to sleep, have a practice of visualization where you're seeing yourself already being surrounded with this kind of people, living a life in your dream home, being surrounded with pleasant energy that inspires you, that make you feel like you are truly someone, that you are living a life of passion, of love, of great, incredible joy, and surround yourself, kind of bathe yourself in this kind of energy. It will help you so much. And eventually you will notice your energy system is strengthening and you're attracting towards yourself interesting events and people who are only affirming to you that all of your visualizing is actually working and coming to fruition. That's how you start shaping your reality. So remind yourself that you are the creator of your life and you can manifest anything you choose. Write in the comment section, I can manifest anything I choose. And remind yourself that you are powerful, that you are more powerful than that you can actually comprehend. And that is truth. That is truth, my friend. I will leave you here. This is it for today. Hope you've enjoyed in today's message and in today's painting. As you know, I'm an artist, I'm a visionary artist. And if you would like to find more of my art, go and check out our store, AttractPassion.com, where you can find all of my paintings, prints of my paintings, some guided meditations that will change your life, and some stickers. Check it out. And also to anyone who would like to work with me one-on-one, we have some available spots once again. So check it out. It's in the description, the link where you can come to the platform where you can schedule a calling. So check it out. Until next time, one love.